Economic Development. Today is Wednesday. Members, today we will hear a number of bills. Senate File number 4319 from Senator Hurd, then Senate File 3807 and Senate File 4183 from Senator Gustafson. And we also have Senate File number 4119, 4076, and 4333 from yours truly. As a reminder to all testifiers, you will have 2 minutes to testify. I often say to people that it's good not to repeat what the previous testifier indicated, but to build on it so that you can supplement it. And the bills today will be laid over for possible inclusion. And so first up would be Senator Hurd presenting Senate File number 4319. If Anna Odegaard and Kendra Corlick,
yep.
I hope I said that right, but if not, you know, when you testify, correct me. I'm going to step out for a minute, and I'm going to turn it over to the more than capable Senator Draheim, and then, because I have bills that I have to present somewhere else, and I'll be right back.
Senator Hurd, good to see you.
Nice to see you too, Chair Draheim.
So please begin on Senate File 4319.
Okay, Chair and members, the Senate File 4319 renews funding for the Getting to Work grant program. This is a competitive grant program at DEED to fund nonprofit vehicle programs offering affordable car repair, low interest vehicle loans, or donate vehicle to individuals who need to get to their work or find a job. We all know reliable transportation is necessary for the success of most working families. When families are struggle to afford their basic needs, they may delay car repairs until it's too critical or inoperable, and by then it's too expensive to fix or do anything with it. This bill, Senate File 4319, the Getting to Work grant, help people afford repairs so they can keep their vehicle in working order, maintain employment, and take care of their families. In 2025, recipients receiving the grants are Minnesota Valley Action Council and Senator Draheim, your district. And thank you for being co-author to this bill as well. And the Three River Community Action in Senator Nelson District. There are 41 counties that had the CAP program all over our counties, and most of the senators have CAP program in their district. In our job committee, I think all members have it except for Senator Gustafson and Senator Pratt may not have the CAP program, and I'll let the testifier, Ms. Ann Odegaard, to talk further about it, and also Ms. Kendra Corlick here, CAP from Hennepin County, which is in Senator Champion District, to perhaps share a successful story. Thank you. So I'll pass to Ms. Odegaard.
I understand you.
Oh yes, I do have
You have an A1,
amendment.
I think.
I do.
Would you like to move the A1?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I move that I move the A1 amendment.
And it looks like a pretty short amendment, just changing from the general fund to workforce development, and then it's a one-time appropriation. Is that correct?
That is correct,
Okay.
Chair Draheim.
All in favor of, or any discussion on the A1? I shouldn't assume, sorry. All in favor of the A1, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? To your testifiers, Senator Hurd.
Yes, Director Odegaard.
Please state your name for the record.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Anna Odegaard, and I'm here as a volunteer advocate on behalf of the Minnesota Community Action Partnership. In 2017, the legislature first made an appropriation for a little pilot program called the Getting to Work program to help people who needed a vehicle to find or keep a job. The pilot showed good results for participants' employment status and earnings, so the program was officially established in 2022 and has grown from 62 participants in that year to over 800 in 2025. The most recent deed report on the Getting to Work program is in your packets. Make sure you take a look at pages 4 and 5, which describe all 12 programs that received funding in the last grant round, and all of the lists the counties that receive services, so you can see how the Getting to Work funds are directly supporting your district. Grants are made, as Senator Hurst said, to nonprofit organizations to support car repairs, car loans, or donated vehicles. To low-income individuals, they need to be over 18, they need to have a valid driver's license and valid insurance, and demonstrate that they need that service to find or keep a job. The funding also supports programming for participants like financial literacy or credit building, or vehicle maintenance and repair, both of which help families build and maintain independence. Organizations receiving the funds are required to leverage at least 50% of the award amount as a matching fund from another source to make sure these dollars are stretched as far as possible. Making sure someone has safe and reliable vehicle that they need to get to their job is primarily a benefit to that family, but it goes a lot further than that. It helps employers who benefit when their employees have reliable transportation to work. It helps people rely less on other public support resources when they can maintain their own working income. And most of the dollars go right back into small businesses in the community. I was just talking to one of the program managers of the Getting to Work program at TriCap in St. Cloud, and she told me about how they partner with local mechanics who complete a process with them to become one of the trusted providers of vehicle repairs for their program participants. It's a win-win situation. The participant gets fast and reliable quality service so they can get back to their job. It's a reliable source of work for the mechanic, who also gets the satisfaction of knowing they're supporting their neighbors and a stronger community. Thank you so much to Senator Herr for championing this program for several years, and to Senator Draheim, who is also a co-author and has been a co-author in the past and supported this program. If one of these programs is in your district and you haven't been out to visit them, you really should get out there. I have visited most of them over the years, and they are staffed by people who are passionate about helping families get back on their feet. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. I just want to remind everybody, we got 2 minutes. So try to keep it within the 2 minutes, but thank you. Please state your name for the record.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, my name is Kendra Krolik. I'm the Chief Strategy and Advancement Officer at Community Action Partnership of Hennepin County. I'm here to testify in support of the Getting to Work bill. In our recent community needs assessment conducted in fall 2025, transportation costs emerged as the third most selected rising cost that presented a challenge for residents. 117 people selected it as a top priority. Residents described how car repairs, insurance, fuel, and registration costs can quickly derail household stability. When a vehicle becomes unreliable, the consequences cascade, affecting employment, childcare, healthcare appointments, and more. Residents highlighted that losing access to a working car often triggers a chain reaction of lost income and missed opportunities. CAP-HC was a recipient of the Getting to Work grant in 2024 to 25. This grant allowed us to help 167 low-income residents overcome transportation barriers by providing financial assistance toward repairs so they could get to work, healthcare, appointments, or school. As part of our ongoing commitment to help people improve self-sufficiency, program applicants must also complete a financial wellness workshop before car repairs begin. In closing, I would like to share a testimony from program participant Sherry L. Before I got help fixing my car, I was really struggling. My car was my only way to get around, and without it, I couldn't look for jobs, take my son to daycare, or even get to school. I felt stuck and overwhelmed, like no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't move forward. It made me feel like I was failing as a parent and falling behind on my goals. After getting help to fix my car, everything started to change. I was able to find a job, explore more opportunities, and consistently take my son to daycare. Having reliable transportation also allowed me to get back and forth from school, which brought me closer to achieving my dreams. Being in a better position gave me the chance to help others who were going through hard times, just like someone once helped me. I hope you will provide renewed funding for these grants so that agencies like ours can continue to provide this critical assistance to those who are working hard to get to work. Thank you.
Thank you both for your testimony. Members, any questions? Senator Herr, obviously I support the concept and the idea. I'm a co-author with you. I appreciate you carrying it. Any final comments?
This program is effective, and thank you for your help. Also, thank you for Senator Ryan for co-author as well.
Members, anything else on this? Okay. Senate File 4319 as amended will be laid over for possible inclusion. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Members, we're going to have a little change up. Senator Champion bill and the other committee got delayed, so we're going to try to squeeze in his bills first. And since he is the chair, I'll let him pick which one. I have 4119 first.
Mr. Chair, I will do Senate File number 4119 first. And Mr. Chair, I'd just like to say, first of all, thank you for hearing this bill, and thank you to the committee as well. Let me just give you a little background. Appetite for Change is a nonprofit located or founded in 2011 in North Minneapolis that builds health, economic opportunities, and community leadership through food systems and workforce development. The organization combines urban agriculture, youth workforce training, and community food programs to strengthen local economies and expand access to healthy foods. The bill that is before you is, there's a request for $300,000 to fund Appetite for Change's youth training and opportunities program to provide workforce training for local youth in urban agriculture, culinary arts, and leadership development. This invests in training, and it allows young people to participate and gain real work experience on urban farms and in food preparation and distribution. The youth earn wages while building job skills, leadership experience, and pathways to long-term employment. So this is a great program. We'll be able to talk more with you by providing some specifics. But my testifier is Princess Titus, who's the Senior Engagement Officer and co-founder of Appetite for Change.
Testifiers, we do have a 2-minute time limit, just as a reminder. We're trying to stick to that, so please state your name and begin your testimony. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair and committee members. This is Princess Titus, again, co-founder of Appetite for Change. And in the past, we've been able to train 30 young people during the summer and 15 during the school year. This year, we want to be able to engage more than 50 young people in North Minneapolis to participate in our program, gaining that hands-on skills in urban agriculture, culinary food systems, and then leadership. When we talk about the Healthy, Hungry, Free Schools bill being passed, it was young people that were able to plant their own food, harvest their own food, and eat and change their internal environment so that they could fight and be responsible citizens in their external environment. From those 50 young people, we would like to move 15 of them into paid positions at AFC, helping us grow 8,700 pounds of chemical-free produce, helping us cook 20 times with community members and talking about issues that they're passionate about, and also being youth ambassadors in our community, sharing that mission of real food for real people with their peers. Today, Appetite for Change is requesting that amount of money, but I have a message from the youth. They say if it doesn't mold when it gets old, then it shouldn't be sold. It should be a violation of a health code. And we all know, but we still eat it, though. It's unbelievable. These young people are rooted in the hood. Let's watch their seeds grow. They're fresh as kale. That's that green flow. They thought about it one weekend like, wow, what are we eating? And what should we eat first? And then they did a little bit of research. They found out it got deeper, that there's a whole marketing procedure to getting healthy goods. So they put the fast food in our neighborhood. That's where there's an appetite for change, because the burgers at McDonald's compared to their mamas is just not the same. And that's real, no process. They see a food desert. Those young people see progress. Please support our progress. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good on the time. Please.
And Mr. Chair, this one here is just here to support the co-founders, what she told me.
Yes, I'm Latasha Powell, one of the co-founders and president of Appetite for Change. If I might just have a quick meeting just to share a story of one of our youth. We are more than just an employment program. I had a youth that came to me a few weeks ago that we actually saved his life. He was really thinking about committing suicide and harming his family, but due to the employment of Appetite for Change and working in our program, he is no longer suffering for some of his mental illness. So we do have wraparound service to make sure that we meet the needs of the youth that we serve.
It's wonderful. Thank you. Members, questions? Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Senator Champion, I'm just kind of curious. I mean, certainly down in my area, we have a lot of hospitality that does a lot of what this training would do. Is this in partnership with Hospitality Minnesota and their ProStart program, or is this separate?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is separate, but they have a cross-section of different people that they work with. There's also that well-known chef.
Lachelle.
Lachelle, that is also.
Cunningham.
Cunningham, that has also worked with them. So unless there's anyone else that you all want to share that work with you, or any other collaborations that you all
Our
do.
partnerships are deep. We partner with ECMC and CoLab, Urban Ventures. In North Minneapolis is our primary focus, but we do partner throughout the Twin Cities with other people who are connected to real food. We're also connected with Metro Food Justice Network, and we're hosting our annual food summit this year up in Duluth. So that food partnership is really important for the foundation of young people who are challenged with many of the things that they're facing.
And one of the things, if I might, Mr. Chair, is I also think it's important to note that these youth are earning somewhere around $16.37 per hour, so they're also gaining as they are receiving training.
Thank you. Senator Pratt, any follow-up? Okay, thank you. Members, any other questions? Senator Champion, any final thoughts on your bill?
It's a well-established, respected organization. They've been doing remarkable work with young people, and I always say that food is a great lubricant. And so I think it's one of those things that I love to do, which is to eat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Champion. Senate File 4119 will be laid over for possible inclusion. Next, I have on your list, Senator Champion, 4076. Is that the one you want to do next? So to Senate File 4076, when you're ready, and just remember to the testifiers, we have 2 minutes.
All right, thank you, members. We are discussing youth job readiness, not as a social service, but as a workforce strategy. 180 Degrees is a Minnesota nonprofit with a 50-year track record of serving youth and young adults across the Twin Cities. Not only in the Twin Cities, but central Minnesota and southeast Minnesota. The organization primarily serves young people but between the ages of 16 to 24 who are experiencing or at risk of homelessness. Their work is built on a simple principle. When young people have stability, coaching, and real connections to work, they become reliable employees and long-term contributors to Minnesota's economy, which is a great mission. They have 3 key components that they wanted to make sure that I mentioned, which is job readiness, builds Minnesota's workforce pipeline. Minnesota's employers need dependable entry-level and early career workers. Job readiness prepares youth for real workplace expectations, attendance, communication, accountability, and problem solving by reducing turnover and strengthening the labor force. The second thing is that critical age of 16 to 24, this is for young people to either connect to workforce or fall behind. And early employment leads to higher lifetime earnings, stronger economic participation, and long-term workforce attachment. And last but certainly not least, when I think in terms of the importance of this initiative, is stability makes employment possible and saves money. Youth cannot succeed at work without stable housing and basic needs, and 180 Degrees integrates job readiness with shelter and transitional housing, reducing long-term public costs tied to emergency services and ongoing stability. So this investment is an important investment, and I have 2 testifiers, Dan Farr, who's the president and CEO, and Youth Representative Scott, who will tell you the last name.
Sounds good. I'll go first. My name is Dan Farr. I'm the CEO of 180 Degrees. And with us today, after I do my short spiel, will be Scott, one of our residents at our shelter in Rochester. We also have 2 staff here from Rochester and 2 other youth. One of the youth mentioned when we were touring the Capitol that she would like to work here someday. And that is the kind of possibility that we talk about at 180 Degrees. In 1971, a man by the name of Robbie Robinson came in and out of prison about 8 different times, most of it for addiction. He started a house, it's called Clifton Place, and in that house, he set the legacy of 180 Degrees. It was a place where men, primarily coming out of prison, could gather, get stable, find housing, and gain employment. We still do that work today. That work has expanded to include 4 youth shelters, St. Cloud, Rochester, Brittany's Place in St. Paul, and also Hope House in Chanhassen. I'm a coach. I'm an executive director, but I'm also a coach. I coach baseball at De La Salle High School as a volunteer. And what I know about coaching is that coaching brings opportunities. Coaching brings opportunities to folks who sometimes can't find those opportunities on their own. And we are looking for this bill to sponsor job coaches across the organization to bring that opportunity. One of those youth who is with us today, Scott, 15 years old, and I know he baked some cookies, and he might be holding, Senator Champion might be holding those cookies hostage right now, but he would love for each of you to receive one of those cookies that he baked for you today.
All right. My name is Scott Vinter-Lewis, and I'm here representing youth at 180 Degrees. Being part of this program has helped me try things I've never expected. For example, I learned how to bake there. It might seem like a small thing, but learning something new like that helped build my confidence and showed me I'm capable of more than I thought. Programs that offer job exploration, job fairs, and pre-employment skills give young people like me the chance to discover what to do in the future. Not every young person has someone to guide them through these opportunities. Because of experiences like this, I've started thinking seriously about my future. One day I want to be a political scientist or a historian, so I can understand how our government and history share the world around us. Funding programs for youth gives us a chance to explore our potential and prepare for meaningful careers. When you invest in the young people, you invest in the future. Thank you for listening and for supporting opportunities for youth like me.
And Mr. Chair, let me just say Scott, and we don't need to know the last name. You know, before the session started, he was very nervous back there. And when I went to shake his hand, it was a little sweaty, but it said only because I'm nervous. But I told him that he was going to do a wonderful job, and I want you to know that you did a fantastic job.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Senator Champion, I would agree 100%, and you can't go wrong by bringing cookies to a committee, by the way, Scott.
Oh my God.
So you've learned fast. You're braver than I would have been at 15, so good job.
Yeah.
Question, Senator Nelson.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Not so much a question, but just a comment. Scott, I know where you are in Rochester. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. Mr. Farr, thank you so much for bringing this program to Olmsted County and the Rochester area. I know it's changing lives. And I just have to say, I mean, you know this because you were there when I was there at the ribbon cutting, but I was overcome with emotion at how every single detail is designed to empower, train, and uplift our youth. So I am highly supportive of this mission in front of you, and I want to thank you for what is happening at 180 Degrees in Olmsted County. And Scott, I just hope you know what a great space you are in, and I know that you have tremendous support, and I look forward to seeing what's next.
Thank you.
Senator Nelson, I just want to say thank you. You have visited the shelter, old and new, and you see the transformation that we're trying to make with our services, whether that's in Rochester, St. Cloud. Last year, we served over 42 counties in the state were served by our shelters with youth. And by being able to serve up to the age of 24, that will be young adults coming out of prison as well, or coming out of juvenile detention. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Farr. Senator Housley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Champion, for bringing this bill. Thank you, Mr. Farr, for what you do. And Scott, you did an amazing job. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you did this. I'm glad you brought treats. I saw Senator Herr has pretty much finished his cookies, so I'm going to bring this back down to him, if you don't mind, because I think he's going to want
You
one
guys can
more.
keep it. I don't.
Are you all right, I'll pass it back. So thank you so much, Scott and Senator Champion, Mr. Farr. Thank you.
Any other questions, members? Senator Farr or Senator Herr?
Not
You got
yet.
promotion, yeah.
Yeah, I love the cookie. Just want to thank you, Scott. And if anybody in the audience wants some, there's still plenty here. You can sense the aroma. The aroma can tell it for itself. Thank you.
Okay, members, anything else? Any other questions, comments? Senator Champion, any final comments?
Final comments. Thank you for hearing the bill. Thank you for those who commented on being able to be there. Senator Nelson, I know that you represent Rochester. We always appreciate your insight as well. Members, just remember that this grant to 180 Degrees serves teens in Hennepin, Ramsey, Stearns, Carver, and Olmsted counties and surrounding areas to support young people when it comes to young adult employment readiness and exposure to career opportunities. You should have in your packet some additional information on the job readiness programming and job placement, and we thank you for hearing this bill today. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Champion. Senate File 4076 will be laid over for possible inclusion.
mine's
The
just
last
sitting
Champion bill, I believe, is Senate File 4336. And as we have the testifiers approach, I just want to remind everybody that we have 2 minutes each to testify. And
Come on. There you go. You doing okay? Great. Mr. Chair, thank you for hearing Senate File number 4336. This is an appropriation of $500,000 in fiscal year 2027 for workforce development, for the Workforce Development Fund, for a grant to the Cookie Cart for earn and learn workforce training for young people between the ages of 14 to 18 by providing life leadership and employment skills through an on-the-job and classroom experience in a nonprofit bakery. You should have a couple handouts there. Let me just say this, that this investment in Cookie Cart will directly support first-time employment and foundational career readiness training. Each young person receives a scholarship or sponsorship for their foundational workforce course, and which includes 90 days of paid employment, an average earned income of $1,700 per youth, and 20% of the youth who successfully complete the foundations would like to continue into the Bright Futures program. You will see on the documents presented to you that the demand for youth employment at Cookie Cart far exceeds their current capacity. In the past year alone, nearly 750 young people applied to work with Cookie Cart, yet remain on their waiting list because they just did not have enough space. So this will provide an opportunity for the young people and others currently on the waiting list to have an opportunity to work. And we believe that work is the best social program that you could have. So with that, I have with me a couple testifiers. So Jacqueline Carpenter, who is the Executive Director of Cookie Cart, and then Stephen Rendo, and then I believe that we have another. Stefan Rendo. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Always correct me. Good to see you. And so we can start with Jacqueline Carpenter. That would be great, Mr. Chair.
thank you, Senator Champion. Just remember to state your name when you begin your testimony, and then you have 2 minutes each. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Champion. My name is Jacqueline Carpenter. I'm the Executive Director at Cookie Cart, and as Senator Champion expressed to you, our mission is truly baking in life leadership and career development for young people. Really wonderful program here with the Foundations for Career Readiness. While young people are employed in our bakery, we're helping them learn the essential skills that employers are demanding in the world of work today. We are supporting them with financial literacy. We are also helping them as they're establishing goals for career and college beyond high school. We're very proud of this 38-year-old program founded in North Minneapolis that's now serving our entire metro region. And as noted, we're consistently seeing a high demand for young people that are needing to find employment. Right now, our wait list is 750 young people that are looking for work, and that's just in the last 12 rolling months. There are no employers with a wait list, so this bill in front of you today is not just helping young people develop and really embrace their full potential, but it's also solving an employment demand for talent shortage in our communities. Right now, first-time jobs are requiring 40% of them need work experience. You're able to, in this bill, to not only help young people, help employers, and build the talent bridge, but also to make sure that they can sustain employment beyond our program. It's an excellent program that does do wraparound services, but I just want to acknowledge that the first day young people come into our program, they're immediately becoming an employee, which is a tax-paying citizen. And with your support, we can employ 192 young people that are on the wait list right now. And that is really changing the economic impact of our communities, not just in Northside, but throughout the metro region. We seriously appreciate your support and being the pioneer and the trailblazer of youth workforce development. We know we're doing something pretty magical by baking bright futures. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Gentlemen, please state your name for the record, and then you have 2 minutes each.
Hello, my name is Jaden Freeze. I actually am from St. Paul. I worked in the St. Paul bakery, proceeded on to the Minneapolis bakery. But what I could come here and testify is that Cookie Cart did change my life. When I first found out about Cookie Cart, my house had just burned down. I pretty much lost everything in my family. But they offered me a job, and it helped me get back on my feet financially, and going through the program helped me learn financial literacy, how to become a leader. It also helped me discover a passion of helping young people. So that's why I continue on with the program. I'm actually a brand ambassador now, and I also work in the bakery and help out with the youth, teach them financial literacy, job training, everything they need to become better for themselves. And honestly, I just love the program all around, and I'm thankful that I would be thankful if you guys took an opportunity on us.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Stefan Rendo, and I started Cookie Cart around 2020 in March when my mom used to work there. But I also used to volunteer a few years before then when she used to work there. And it's been a big impact in my life personally, just being able to come back every year and they welcome me with open arms every time where I don't have a job or I need to get back on my feet. They welcome me with open arms, and now they've put me in this full-time position as a brand ambassador to where I get to help the next set of youth and train them with their first jobs moving forward.
Thank you both. Good job. Members, any questions? Senator Gustafson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Champion. I love Cookie Cart. I was a teacher at North Minneapolis High School for a while, so go Polars. I hear you. I hear you on the waiting list, because we had students who, wanted to work there, but there was only a limited amount of spots. Little sad we don't have any cookies today. I mean, thankfully the last bill provided the cookie fix. But anyways, it is a great program, and really happy that you guys are here.
Thank you.
Senator Housley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Senator Champion, you're really bringing some tasty and delicious bills before us today. I just wanted to commend the two testifiers, well, and you too, Jacqueline. But great job, and continue your success. We're really proud of you here, so thank you. And thank you, Senator Champion. Are you bringing these over to the next committee?
No, I should, though.
Yeah. Thank you.
Senator Champion, any other questions, members, first? Any closing comments, thoughts?
Closing comments is just that Cookie Cart is a great, wonderful investment for workforce development, community stabilization, and economic impact. You know, if we want to make sure that we have a growing, thriving workforce, that we have to start now and begin to give them the capacity and the tools that they need in order to either be small business owner, entrepreneurs, or if they just want to go work someplace else. That's important as well, as long as they stay in the great state of Minnesota, I might add. So thank you for that, and thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for the comments. And I agree with Senator Gustafson. Go Polars.
Yes, St. Paul's better.
Well, I won't jump into that debate, Senator Champion, but with that, Senate File 4336 will be laid over for possible inclusion. Thank you, Senator Champion. We'll let you get to your next committee.
Thank you.
I think next we have Senator Gustafson, Senate File 3807, I believe, first. Okay.
Good to see you. Glad you're here. Good to see you.
And Senator Gustafson, I just want to remind your testifiers that we have 2 minutes each. And when you begin your testimony, please state your name for the record. Senator Gustafson, to your bill, Senate File 3807.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate File 3807 appropriates $3.9 million to help Enterprises Minnesota's operations to support their statutory mission of helping Minnesota's small manufacturing companies and their employees grow profitably. So the Trump administration sought and continues to eliminate the Federal Manufacturing Extension Partnership Program, of which Enterprise Minnesota is Minnesota's affiliate. And so the MEP comprises organizations in every U.S. state that work with small manufacturers on growing and remaining viable employers with excellent careers. And so Senate File 3807 supports operating funding for Enterprise Minnesota and or the Made in Minnesota program that the legislature funded the last biennium for Enterprise Minnesota to assist small manufacturers with preparing their employees to deploy technology and automation to their operations. Just in my city alone, I live in Venice Heights, I think we have something like 43 small manufacturers. So it is something that impacts all of our districts and probably most of our cities, especially in the 7-county metro. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have 2 testifiers whenever you're ready.
Who would like to begin?
I can start.
Start ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name's Mark O'Leary. I'm the new president and CEO of Enterprise Minnesota. Enterprise Minnesota is a nonprofit consulting organization that works with Minnesota's small manufacturing companies to help them compete, grow profitably, and be the employer of choice in so many local communities and throughout Minnesota. Originally chartered by the Minnesota legislature over 35 years ago, Enterprise Minnesota today is a standalone statutory nonprofit consulting organization. It's an honor to be with you today to ask for your support of Senate File 3807. This bill has bipartisan support and seeks a direct state investment of $3.9 million beginning July 1st of 2026. This will allow the small and medium-sized manufacturers that depend on Enterprise Minnesota to weather the current storm of uncertain federal funding from the Manufacturing Extension Partnership Program, or MEP, in any future years. Your support will help give your business constituents opportunities to compete, grow, and continue their commitments as employers who contribute to their local economies. So what does that contribution look like? Well, as of January of 26, public investment results for these small manufacturers have included over 500 manufacturing companies have received investment funds. This has created or retained over 12,000 jobs in Minnesota. It's increased or retained company sales of over $1.4 billion, saving $206 million in reduced operating costs. And importantly, those manufacturers have invested over $580 million in plant, equipment, technology, and employee skills development. So with your support of 3807, Enterprise Minnesota will continue to serve Minnesota's small manufacturing companies, their employees, and continue creating and retaining good jobs for your constituents. Many of you have small manufacturing and related companies in your districts, and many of you have toured those manufacturers in your area with Enterprise Minnesota. It's an amazing thing that several of you have toured manufacturing constituents, and honestly, it's a lot of fun to see the amazing products that are made right here in Minnesota. So on behalf of the small and underserved manufacturers throughout the state, I hope you will allow us to continue to help them grow and remain the employers of excellent careers through this $3.9 million authorization. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Thank you. Please state your name for the record.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and committee members. My name is Paul Garkey. I am president of North Central Bus and Equipment located in St. Cloud, Minnesota. We are part of the Skippy family of companies, one of the oldest employee-owned companies in the state of Minnesota dating back to the mid-70s. We sell Bluebird and Microbird school buses and multiple lines of commercial shuttle buses. Our upfitting business provides truck bodies and parts for light and medium duty work trucks. We also do upfits in the public safety sector across the state of Minnesota. At North Central, we employ 127 employees and had revenue in 2025 of approximately $125 million. We have 3 other companies under the Skippy family. Collectively, we employ approximately 250 employees and have revenue of over $230 million. Some of our larger customers include Metropolitan Council, Met Mobility, Blattner Energy, 4.0 School Services, Minneapolis Public Schools, Palmer Bus Service, and Centerpoint Energy, along with the food group located right up the road from the Capitol. Like other Minnesota companies, we rely on quality resources to continuously improve, grow, and retain our employees. I am here to express my strong support for Senate File 3807. I support this legislation because it will help Enterprise Minnesota provide small businesses and manufacturers throughout the state with the ability to remain in business, keep their valued employees, and grow. Enterprise Minnesota has a wonderful opportunity to provide many more manufacturers and small businesses with their advisory services, but I know they can only reach a limited number of companies without state resources. State operating funds will help Enterprise Minnesota bridge the gap of uncertainty from federal funding disruptions so that they can continue to achieve its mandate of serving small companies throughout the entire state. Our experience working with the Enterprise Minnesota team has been incredibly positive for our entire organization. They provided us with a team of experienced consultants who walked us through all the steps of lean manufacturing and helped train and implement these concepts, ultimately making North Central a better employer and well-positioned to continue to add value to the customers we serve in the communities that we work in. I strongly believe this legislation will enable Enterprise Minnesota to help manufacturing companies provide ample job opportunities and continued good paying wages for employees here in Minnesota. I extend an invitation to each of you to visit North Central at any time so you can see our operation firsthand and meet some of the great people that we employ. Mr. Chair and members of the committee, thank you for listening today again, and I urge again the support of Senate File 3807.
Thank you both. Members, question? I don't see anybody online either. Sorry. Senator Gustafson, any comments?
No, I mean, I appreciate the consideration. I think that this is something that's needed. I know that, we have final decisions to make in the bill, but I hope that we will give a real look at manufacturing, especially here, and how we could be supportive in Minnesota. I'm also the wife of a man who works in manufacturing, and so this is something that I know has taken a hit quite a bit in the last year. So I hope that we can help in any way that we can.
I would echo the sentiment about manufacturing in Minnesota. I think is a top priority of mine. The more we can make here, the better. I think cuts down on transportation costs, et cetera. Senator Nelson, did you have a
I
statement?
do.
or
I'm sorry, I
question?
didn't get it in sooner, but Enterprise Minnesota just does a phenomenal job. And really, we have often talked about the need to keep manufacturing in this state and growing. And I think Enterprise Minnesota has done a phenomenal job. I want to continue to wish you great success. I know a number of businesses in my district that have worked with Enterprise Minnesota. I see what you do. I like to see these businesses continue on generation after generation and continue to grow in the manufacturing industry. That's really one of the ways, Mr. Chair, that not only can our communities and our economy be successful with the manufacturing industry, but also the jobs that are available. So I just want to thank you for bringing the bill and thank you for your work in our communities.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments, any closing statements?
No, just thank you again for the time and consideration.
Thank you, and I hope the chair watches the video to see the support amongst the committee members.
You'll all have my back, right?
Yeah, exactly. So with that, we're going to lay Senate File 3807 over for possible inclusion. Thank you both for your testimony. And Senator, I believe you have one more bill up for today?
I do,
So
yes.
with that, 3807 is laid over. The last bill of the day, I believe, is Senate File 4183. And as the testifiers come up, I just want to remind everybody that Tom here is watching the clock pretty sharp and try to keep it to 2 minutes as best as possible, or he'll give me the hook. So, to Senate File 4183.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate File 4183 creates the Local News Talent Pipeline Program to place emerging and early career journalists and media professionals in Minnesota's community-based newsrooms in print, radio, and TV broadcasting and digital platforms. The proposal is built on a successful program administered by the Minnesota News Media Network, which has placed nearly 1,000 Minnesota students in newsrooms of all sizes since 2005. And it provides a dual benefit, so providing experiential career learning opportunities for young Minnesotans, showing them what a future in local media would look like, and then helping to strengthen and sustain our local news outlets by providing them with workforce assistance. It also helps enhance opportunities for succession, keeping more local newsrooms operating into the next generation. We're all aware that our news landscape has changed, and community news is facing some real challenges right now. Minnesota newsrooms are adapting, but they can't do it alone, and they should not have to. They are too important to all of our communities. I will just go off my what I have here in front of me and just say that before I did this, I was a teacher, and before I did that for 14 years, I was a radio broadcaster. And it was, especially in those, I started up in Moorhead, Minnesota, worked in St. Cloud, central Minnesota area, worked for a long time in the cities, but they're all essential. I remember being on the radio during 9/11, being on the radio when Paul Wellstone's plane went down. I mean, just news that people aren't getting anywhere else, and still, I mean, they can get it online, but there's something about a community newsroom, there's something about a community radio station that is vital to just keeping our community together with reliable information that they know they can get, that is local, but also addresses things that are happening around the world. So this one is near and dear to me, and I think it is important. I have few testifiers with me today who will also be able to say how wonderful this is, but we would appreciate your support, and I'll let you decide which testifier goes first.
Thank you, Senator Gustafson. I just want to remind committee members, we have a whole bunch of letters of support up here for the bill. So as testifiers are going, if you want to glance at them, there's probably 6 or 8 here, just for the information. And I'll let the testifiers decide who is going first. Please just state your name for the record, and you have 2 minutes.
I'll go ahead and go first. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Really appreciate the time for us to testify today. My name is Wendy Paulson. I'm president of the Minnesota Broadcasters Association. I represent 300 local radio and television member stations and stakeholders in the broadcast industry. Minnesota's local newsrooms are free of charge, committed to serving their communities with trusted, reliable information. Like many industries, we face growing workforce challenges. Across Minnesota, broadcast stations are struggling to recruit the next generation. Many of our students may not be aware of the many different careers that broadcast journalism has to offer. For our members, finding the time and budget to get the word out is a constant challenge. The Local News Talent Pipeline Act is a smart investment in Minnesota's future journalists. It helps create paid internship opportunities and clear career pathways into local newsrooms. We are grateful for Senator Gustafson's leadership on this bill and are very proud to support it. This program would allow stations across our state to participate. Funding paid internships ensures students from all backgrounds can explore and pursue careers in local journalism, and it builds a strong pipeline of trained professionals who are ready to step into local newsrooms statewide. Investing in the journalism workforce helps ensure Minnesotans continue to have access to trusted local news and information. Strong local journalism strengthens Minnesota's communities. Local reporters cover school boards, city council meetings, elections, local sports, and community issues that directly affect residents. Investing in the next generation of journalists is an investment in informed communities across our state. We respectfully ask for your support of Senate File 4183. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, and thank you for keeping it under 2 minutes.
Members of the committee, thank you for allowing me to speak on this important bill. I'm Tara Brandel, publisher and co-owner of Above the Fold Publishing in Southwest Minnesota. As a rural Minnesota publisher that originally co-owned one local newspaper, we recently purchased 3 more community newspapers. All of our newspapers are small weekly newspapers that have deep ties to their community. What makes a community newspaper so important is the role in connecting the community and telling the community's story. We run our newspapers with the agenda of everyone has a story. It is our job to tell it. Whether we are reporting on a city council meeting, covering the basketball game, highlighting a local nonprofit, or telling a unique story of a community member, this is what makes community journalism. One of the hardest parts of owning a local newspaper in rural Minnesota is finding staff to cover everything. Usually there is more happening in our community than we can report on. One way we have overcome this challenge is through an intern. 3 years ago, we hired a summer intern with the help of the Minnesota News Media Institute's internship program. This was one of the greatest blessings to the growth of our business. Our intern, Sophie, spent the summer helping us cover events and building relationships with our readers. Working with her made such a difference that we hired her to continue to work with us during her final year of high school and for the summer before college. After graduation, she chose to attend to college in the Czech Republic, but came back and worked for us again last summer, and most recently worked for us for the 3 weeks she was home on winter break. Hiring Sophie through the internship program allowed us to bring more stories to our readers when finding staff is difficult. Most valuable was the ability to get someone younger into our business and industry. Funding for positions like this in all media throughout Minnesota, especially greater Minnesota, helps strengthen the future of journalism in all forms. Local journalism is vital for the success of our state in so many levels, and this bill provides a step in bringing in the next generation of journalists. As a local publisher, I hope that you can see the value it brings to your districts and that you move forward in supporting this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Matt McMillan. I'm from Press Publications in White Bear Lake and Vadnais Heights. Many of you have likely heard about the decline in the number of newspapers. I thought I'd share a few facts today. There are 5,500 newspapers in the U.S. covering 2,928 of the 3,141 counties. That's a 93.2% coverage. This is as much or more than the mobile phone networks that advertise on TV tout their networks. Minnesota has 242 newspapers, most family-owned, covering its 87 counties. Local newspapers are the most trusted sources for community news and local ads. We need to do a better job of telling our own story, and that's why we're here today, to tell our workforce story. The Local News Talent Pipeline program you are considering today is especially meaningful as it ties directly to an important workforce development and employment need and jobs in Minnesota local news. The local news bill provides grants to allow Minnesotans to grow their journalism skills with internships working in local newsrooms across the state. In Minnesota's 242 newspapers, for instance, there is a shortage of qualified full-time and part-time reporters, editors, staff writers, freelance writers, business reporters, etc. Newspapers need young people to go into local news to tell Minnesotans about their county board, city government, schools, and the state. Studies show that when communities have local news, taxes are lower because there is a reporter in the room. Voter participation grows, more people run for seats on local boards covered by the newspaper, and there's less partisanship. The company I manage has 9 weekly newspapers in Minnesota, from White Bear Lake and Vadnais Heights to Scandia Marine on the St. Croix, Lino Lake, Centerville, Cambridge, Mora, Pine City, Moose Lake, and Hinckley. We have a central printing facility in Cambridge, which prints dozens of other Minnesota newspapers owned by other private individuals and provides manufacturing jobs. Outside of printing, customers include the Henderson and Belle Plaine Independent. In the company I manage, we've been fortunate to occasionally participate and be part of the program that Tara just mentioned, which places 10 interns each year into Minnesota newspapers. The program is effective in allowing interns to gain real-life experience in local news, but is limited to only 10. The committee can know that this is a tested program, which is resulting in developing news workforce, but it isn't large enough to stimulate development for all the needs out there. Our company has seen students going through this internship end up in jobs in Minnesota newsrooms. Interns tell us that their practical training they received during the internships is among the best education they received during their years in school. Interns not only learn, they write many stories which they use as samples when applying for full-time jobs after graduation. Newsrooms want to hire people with this practical experience. Recruiters get to read dozens of stories published during their internships, which opens doors to them that wouldn't otherwise be open. Finally, besides developing the workforce for Minnesota's newsrooms, the stories they write make a difference in the communities they write about. Telling the stories of city road projects, school safety, county property taxes, upcoming elections for seats in the Minnesota Senate and other open seats informs the public. This talent pipeline is needed, it is tested, and it's already working at a small scale. Your approval here would allow it to grow to fill this important workforce need.
Thank you. Members, questions? Comments? Senator Hurd.
Thank you, Chair Draheim, and I have more of a comment, and I support this legislation as well, Senator Gustafson. I just have a comment, interestingly, my district and my areas, and I'm sure it applied to many metro areas too. At one point, we used to have a community newspaper, and now like Eastside St. Paul no longer have community newspaper anymore. It used to be the Lily News, and so we'll figure out what's the best way to reach out to the community these days, and the answer is questionable as well, because in my opinion, our society has shifted so much to media conglomerates dictate, and with social medias and all, and that may be an easy task, for people to post, but there's no training. It brought an equality of distributing or propagating information, but there's no standard in there. Someone that had no reservation of wording or think twice, just put things out there, and we all follow what's loudest out there, and I think that's probably one contribution to our community divide and societal divide at this point. That's my opinion alone, but I offer the best that those of you still have local newspaper out there, and provide access and training for interns so that they can be better steward of our journalism and also uphold journalism integrity. And perhaps my question is probably minimum. How will Eastside St. Paul or Battle Creek area where I represent able to bring their newspaper back?
Senator Gustafson, any comments? Any other questions from the members? I appreciate Senator Hurd's comments. In my district, we have a whole bunch of small towns, and I know the newspapers there are barely hanging on. So I agree there's something that we have to do different than what we're doing. So I appreciate the bill coming forward, but do you have any final thoughts or comments? You're the last bill of the committee, so.
So be quick, right?
No
I would just say, to echo what some of these people said, that it is true. You know, we could go on the internet and we could see news from anywhere, and it's usually, I don't advise social media to get your news. It can be a pretty terrible place, but it is nice to have a local community newspaper, TV station, if you can do it, radio station for sure, because it gives you a local angle to things that are really important to you and your neighbors. And maybe press pubs can expand. They're the newspaper in my district, and it is, I would say, a pretty active community newspaper. I certainly know as a local elected official that the letters to the editor section is healthy and thriving. So I appreciate it. I will always stand in their corner, and any support you all could give it would be amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. With that, do we have?
Appreciate the comments, and, you know, I support wholeheartedly, you know, the buildup of the training creative standard for their journalism. You know, these days we stop putting question on the who, the why, and the what, and the where out there, and our society, not about this bill, just my opinion alone, our society need to do better than just listen to trash talk that causes us more agitate in terms of dividing in society. So that's just my opinion, but good bill.
Thank you, Senator. Anybody else? Okay, with that, we are going to lay over Senate File 4183 for possible inclusion. Senator Gustafson, thank you for bringing those two bills forward. Thank you to the testifiers. And with that, members, I believe there's no more business in front of us today, so we are adjourned.